So how do you do that? You got to embed it systematically. You got to do it step by step, and you have to do it consciously first. Here we are going to learn exactly how the dynamics of influence work. And as soon as we speak about influence, one word stands out in most people's minds, which may not in your mind because you are looking at it already differently, which is manipulation. Right? So everything we learn here can very easily be manipulated as well. Okay. So when you are authentic, then you can go ahead and use any tool that is presented to you as long as it is for the benefit of the other person. Right? So that's commitment. Everybody, a thumbs up, please. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to be careful that whatever we use is respecting another person's free will. It's not influencing people for personal gain, but if it is a win-win, it is a different thing, right? So integrity is paramount. You can't teach anyone integrity, but I don't think you would have been in my community if you weren't focused on integrity. Also, remember that none of this is magic tricks, okay? The more rapport you have, the more leverage you have with the person, which means one needs to do a holistic approach to the whole thing. You, let us say, make a reel. Don't expect that just because you have put some language pattern in the reel, everybody is going to click. It does not work like that. Influence also works holistically. When you're working with a one-on-one client also, just because you used one technique or you used one mind read doesn't mean that person's going to get so enamored that you have influenced them. Several elements which I have discovered that if you have these elements, that leads to a client taking action, because end of the day, everything we're going to learn is going to be to get clients to take actions, right? Why are we doing influence? Why are we using it in our ads or our reels or our social media or in our discovery calls or in our coaching sessions? Because in the end, we want them to do what? Take action. In ads, we want them to click and explore. In so your social media, you want them to comment, you want them to listen, you want them to engage, you want them to take some action, right? In your or you want them to listen to your VSL, you want them to book a call with you. In your discovery calls, if they really need your service and you know that you can make a difference to them, then the action you want them to take is to come into your program, because that's how you can make a real difference to them, right? In your coaching, you want them to go back home and take action, because if they don't take action, they don't see result, they don't give you testimonials, they are not successful, then you can't last very long as a coach or trainer or whatever setup you have made up for yourself, right? So to take actions, these are the 4 key ingredients that one will need to put together beautifully, that people will be so influenced by you that they'll do everything they need to do. One is trust. If this falls into place, 90% of the work is done. If your client trusts you, your community trusts you, people trust you, resistance goes down 70-80% just with trust. People will generally not resist so much when they trust you. Second is trance. Right? This is what a lot of our subconscious models like conversation direction model or language patterns, this is what they do. They induce trance, which means they kind of, person's logic gets confused and the subconscious opens up. So if the person trusts you, is hooked onto you and is in a state of trance. And third, leverage, which means getting them to a place where they want to change. So trust, trance, leverage, and finally, influence. So you would influence them. So influence would come even before. Trust, trance, and leverage and influence kind of comes together, because sometimes you will influence them to get to leverage. What is leverage? Is everybody clear about the word leverage?
You kind of said it, where it's get them to a place where they want to change.
It is like a bucket is going to overflow only when the last drop makes it spill over. Even till the second last drop, that leverage hasn't come. So leverage is that when a person is not able to take it anymore, so either their discomfort or their pain or their anger or whatever, frustration becomes so high that they can't take it over. So pain and pleasure, either way, right? That they want to change, or they are so excited, so happy, they want to do it, they want to change. Either case, they have reached leverage. That's a place where you can really influence them, get them to take action. I want you to look at influence in a holistic way, because we do authentic influence. We're creating intelligent clients who can think for themselves, think on their feet, yet are influenced by you, because they trust you, because you have influence over them. They're in a state of trance, they have leverage, and you have influence over them. Hence, it literally like you two work like a party, and they go back and they take action and they get results for themselves. Now, embedded commands are the most easiest, honestly, and most subtle form of getting people to take action. For example, the sentence I used right now, get people to take action. So if I'm going to say get people to take action, then it's not an embedded command. But if I was to say it's the most subtle way for people to take action, now it's becoming an embedded command. Could you see the difference between the two statements? In the first case, it blended in with the statement. It's the most easiest way, subtle way to get somebody to take action. But if you wanted to become an embedded command, you would pause and say, most subtle way for somebody to take action. So it's in a sentence, so they can't make out. You will be using multiple embedded commands, and the objective is it should become natural in your language. Because you cannot remember to embed all the time. When you're doing spontaneously coaching or you're giving a talk, you will look demented if you're trying to remember the embedded commands and stopping and screaming them at people. It needs to become a part of you. But for anything to become a part of you, first you need to consciously learn how to do it, and you need to practice a little, and then it becomes a part of you, right? So it's a powerful tool. Like today, I cannot not use embedded commands. They are happening all the time. The language patterns are also happening all the time, and it's spontaneously a part of my language. It's like once you learn to talk a certain way, you become like that, right? So then influence will not feel like an effort. It will feel just the way you are. And the application is amazing once you learn how to do this. So you can learn how to do this in different places, in selling and negotiation situations, in to create a buy-in in your team members, to create a buy-in with your child or with your spouse, or in your coaching, in public speaking, in every single place, right? So how do you do that? First, like I said, you got to embed it systematically. You got to do it step by step, and you have to do it consciously first.
I wanted to share something with you, Seema. So there was this one client that I was having some trouble with, because of which I joined this program, because I was like, there needs to be something that you can do with a client who will not do anything. This client has had amazing progress. Like she was unmotivated. She didn't want to do anything. She was feeling like lazy, useless. And we did a lot of techniques that I learned here. And today she's talking about possibility. So her whole meta programs have changed. She has become, motivations become towards, I want to do this. I want to learn this. I want to start doing this. PMS completely gone. She used to have bad PMS.
That's amazing.
PMS, crying through her PMS. And now she is like completely normal. She has had some really amazing transformations. I'm very, very happy and thankful to you.